Hello, vinyl community. What a delight to be back with you again. It's been such a long time. Last video was in 2024 in September. Classic Jam. Vinyl records are still going strong. Collected so much throughout the year. I like to share that with you. Uh, there's so much vinyl. I've been digging in all the antique malls, flea markets, record stores. I've been real busy. Thousands upon thousands of records, 12-inch singles, LPs, also probably hundreds and hundreds of 45s, CDs, and I got a few tapes as well. This first trip is going to be Branson, Missouri. We went up to Branson back in September, October, and we visited a lot of nice places, a lot of flea markets, antique malls, thrift stores. So without further ado, I like to show you some of my really good vinyl. It's 80s new wave synth pop. So here we go. The first one, I found this in Branson. This is from Main Street Flea Antique Mall. Got a really good deal. Talk Talk. This is the original 1984 LP. It's My Life. On here it has Such a Shame as well. Excellent condition. I found this one way in the back. Sometimes when I go to the flea market, they have the main records in the middle. And in the back, I found this one. I got a really good deal. I couldn't believe the excellent condition of It's My Life. Iconic 80s new wave, 1984. My favorite Eurythmic songs of all time. Here Comes the Rain Again. This came out in 83. This is my favorite one by far. I have their album called Touch. I think this is what it came from. So this is from RCA Records, and it's a U.S. pressing. One of my favorite synth pop groups of all time, besides Depeche Mode, is Pet Shop Boys. And I finally got this one, and this one's a little special. It has a little gold stamp promo on it. Here from 1985 or 86. I know they produced a lot of this albums. This is called Please. This particular one has Western Girls, Opportunities, Let's Make Lots of Money, Love Comes Quickly, and also it's got Suburbia. 4 iconic synth pop mega jams from the mid 80s from no other than the Pet Shop Boys, bringing it to you. So happy to have that one. That particular album was bought in the middle of this antique mall. There's a lot of good records. They had, they got the Black Sabbath, they got all the Led Zeppelins, Kiss, they got all the hard rock, they got all the synth pop, new wave, all the good selling AC/DC. Everything is right there. The prices are not really low, but they're very fair. Is actually, if you compare the prices from eBay and Discogs, they set it just a little bit lower. So you got to figure all the taxes, all the shipping charges and everything. But you actually get to grab these records, look at them, analyze it, make sure that there's no scratches, there's no imperfections on it, that the jacket's in really good condition. So next up, you're going to see some really good stuff coming from that rack. Here we go with Depeche Mode. This is a Broken Frame. This one came out in 82. This has Leaving Silence on it. It has See You. And also it has The Meaning of Love. So this one right here, I couldn't believe I pulled it up. I was looking through there and I seen, I got this one. It's getting really hard. The vinyl community, you know what I'm talking about. You get out there, you start digging, and you start seeing the same records over and over. And your want list is right there in your head. You know exactly what you're looking for. So I got this one, a broken frame. Got it for a really good deal. Couldn't pass it up. Right behind that record is another Depeche Mode that I didn't have in my collection. Here is Construction Time again. This one came out in 83. And this is the one that has Love Itself and also Everything Counts. Everything Counts is one of my favorite Depeche Mode tracks of all time. I think it's number 2 on my list. This next one, I passed this up a few times, but I seen it had a really good deal on it. Open it up, had the hype sticker and everything. Here we go with The Human League. This is Fascination. This has the extended version of Fascination. Also, it has Mirror Man on it. Came out, I think, 84. Yeah, 1984 this came out. Here's another one. This is actually a promo. Some of the albums that you get, you see the gold stamp promo on the jacket cover. This particular one has a not for sale. And also, it is actually a promo. This is KTP. This is Certain Things Are Likely, which is probably the most popular 12-inch single to come out. They also have another one that came out, I think it was an 85, called Stand Up. I think this particular one came out 86, 87. And also they got another one that hits the charts pretty good called One Step. KTP is Kissing the Pink. And there we go, my friends. Got a really good deal on it. Couldn't pass it up. Just a superb condition. Okay, another favorite band of mine besides Depeche Mode and Pet Shop Boys is Echo and the Bunnymen. Now, I don't have any of their albums. I got a lot of 12-inch singles. So I started going through the first stack. There's like 2 levels of different racks on both sides. So I started to the left and I moved over to the right. And while I was going to the left, I was going through there and I seen songs to learn and sing. So what I did, I pulled it out and I flipped it around and I looked at it. It was actually the 180 gram repress. I'm like, I don't want that one. I want the original. I want the OG copy from 1985 of this album. So I said, I might come back to it. The price was pretty good. As I went over to the right rack, the right side of the racks, here we go, my friends. Can you believe I pulled out the OG copy of Echo and the Bunnymen, Songs to Learn and Sing? Has Bring on the Dancing Horses, The Killing Moon, has Rescue, has The Cutter on it. Fantastic. Original copy. So glad to get that one. I remember years ago, I was at Barnes & Noble's and I seen the reissue there, and I was going to buy it. I said, no, I want to wait until I get the original copy because it means so much more. And there we go. Okay, the next one, before we went to Branson, we stopped in Little Rock. And Little Rock, Arkansas, always try to find all the antique malls, flea markets, thrift stores. Whatever time we have to go, we go shopping. So what I did, I found this one was a couple miles away from the hotel. And I was going through there and I pulled this out. Can you believe this? The Cure. Head on the Door. It has Close to Me on it. It has, what else it has on here? It's got a lot of good stuff. This one, I'd never listened to the entire album before. It's really, really good. Head on the Door. Every track is like, it's so good. It's like not their early stuff like The Walk and all the other stuff. Let's Go to Bed. And this one came out in 85. And that's before the 86, 87. The other ones, Disintegration, came out. Head on the Door. Very, very impressed with the sound of The Cure on this album. If you ever get a chance to get this album, please do so. Well, in the Main Street Antique Mall, and I'm always pressed for time. So before we leave, like got 10 more minutes. Okay, So what I do is I go through all the bins, and I could spot the vinyl. Every time I see a crate, a box, or anything in the booths resembling any kind of music. So I stopped in there, and I seen a crate of records. I'm like, oh my God, they got some 12-inch singles in here, and they're only $1. So these two were like blind buys. So I just went for it because I knew the labels. The first one is from Centron. This is called Desire. This is off the On the Spot Records. It's a label out of Los Angeles. My favorite color is blue, so I'm always attracted to blue labels for some reason. So I got this for $1. Then I found out what it's worth. It's a high energy, never heard the song before, but On the Spot Records, I got Sugar Style, Quadraphonic. I have 909, The Beat Is Mine. And also I have Weekend Toys by Sugar Style, which is on the Spot Records. There's one other kind of synth-pop freestyle California sound. Glen Street, Hardline, is another good one to get on the Spot Records. So, really good collectible right there, my friends. Next up, I never heard this before, but I know Macola. This is called Jay and Ace, That Ain't My Child. So off Crazy Hype Records, parent company is Macola. So there you go with that. I got to get some of these 45s I got from these two antique malls. Here I picked up from 84. I got Berlin. Right here we got No More Words. I don't have this on 12-inch singles. Kind of like on my want list. Like want list going to the record store. If I see it, I buy it. I do have Love Lust. I think that's the name of the album. I got that, but I don't have the 12-inch single. But just couldn't pass this up. Got a good price. Here we go with Pet Shop Boys. It's a Sin. Came out in 87. I got Howard Jones. This is a new song. This one came out in 82. And I got The Fix. My favorite song by The Fix is Saved by Zero. And there we go. 7-inch. Okay, I'm going to show you one more 12-inch single. As we were leaving, we went back to Little Rock. And the adventure from Little Rock to Branson, there's probably about 100 antique stores everywhere on the main drag. So we went to this old antique store. I said, let's just try this one. They had all kind of stuff outside. Wife bought something inside, bought this, bought that. And then I went to the back, and I'm thinking to myself, hey, I'm not going to find anything in this place. This is old. I bet you don't have any records in here. They had a few old records, that country, Christmas records, things like that. So I went to the back, and I couldn't believe I pulled this up. I never knew this one existed, and I always wanted it in my collection. Here's a UK copy of Blondie, Atomic. The original that came out on Eat the Beat or something like that. Their album that came out in 79. This one was released in 1980. Atomic 12-inch single. I finally got it for my collection. Could not believe I pulled it up inside of out in the middle of nowhere. An antique store out of middle of nowhere. Just went out there, went to one of the booths, pulled it up, and there it was. Blondie. Atomic. So happy to have that one. These CDs I'm going to show you I got from my trip too. So here's another Howard Jones. Wedding Singer, just couldn't pass it up. Got it from a Goodwill. It's got all the good stuff on there. New Wave Synth-pop. Freestyle, I got Sweet Sensation. Never Let You Go. Sincerely Yours. All the good stuff on there. Picked this one up. This was a kind of a blind buy, but I heard this group before. Massive Attack. This is called Unfinished Symphony. There we go. Big fan of Enigma, and I got this one right here. It's got all the greatest hits on there. good synth pop, down tempo, ambient kind of house, like deep house, kind of like deep house on there, and it's got some like kind of electro just a little bit in there too. So very good. If you like Enigma sound, sadness, return to innocence, mea culpa, all that good stuff is in here. And last one, I never seen this one before. This is Heaven 17. This one right here, Penthouse and Pavement, and it has Temptation on there, and it's got some remixes on there. And there we go. That does it for that trip. That trip was Branson in September, October. We went to. So at the beginning of the year, and right after Christmas, 2024, and we left about New Year's, and revisited off of Winfield Street, or Winfield Dunn it's called. It's in Sevierville, right out of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I went back to the Action Barn. I went upstairs. I know exactly where the records are. So I went up there and I pulled this one out. Here we go with Blondie. This is Eat to the Beat. That's the album I was trying to pronounce earlier. And this has Atomic on it, and also has Dreaming. So pick this up. Superb. I believe it's not quite near mint, but I rated it like VG++, and this couldn't beat the price for it. Sometimes you gotta pay the price for something that's almost near mint condition. So another one I pulled up, I remember one of my listeners, I was trying to say, hey, what's that Talking Heads album with the monkey on there? He said it's Naked. I'm like, what? And here it is. I pulled it up, Talking Heads, Naked with the monkey on there. And it's got the Flowers song on there. Nothing but Flowers. This one right here is different sound. Like 83 had Speaking in Tongues. Then 85 had their other album that had it. I like the 85 album. And this is 1987. It's a little bit different. Just hard to get used to. I listened to it a couple times. Sometimes you got to listen to the music. You got to grow on you. So there we go. Kind of almost completed my Talking Heads collection of LPs. So there we go with 87 with Naked. Going downstairs at this antique mall, and I went to the dollar bin, and I pulled this one out. This was a blind buy. I didn't know it. This is it's by T99. It's more techno, hardcore, and it's called Nocturne. So picked it up for $1. Kind of a blind buy. I just went for it. So there we go. There goes my CDs. Okay. Last record. Always pressed for time. Going through the booths. Seen some more records and some crates. And there we go with some old school. This was 1983. This is Space is the Place by the Jones and Crew off of Tommy Boy Records. So that does it for my trip to Branson, Missouri. Stopped in Little Rock. And also does my first trip to Tennessee during Christmas time, where we stopped at Sevierville, stopped at Action Barn Antiques, stopped at the Green Old Antique Mall, and also did a thrift store as well. So hope you enjoyed it. I got a lot more records to show you, a lot more adventures, and a little bit of stories to tell. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for staying with me. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.